All right, John, welcome to the room. Let's get started with our first questions from Anthony Dasher and then Allison Mastrangelo.
Hey, John, good to see you today. You hear a lot about, how teams, tend to play better when they've got a chip on their shoulder. So I guess my question for you this morning is, does this team have a chip on its shoulder right now? And if so, how can it help you moving forward?
Yeah, I'd say we definitely have a chip on our shoulder. Bad taste after that last game. We don't want to make the moment too big than it is. And we realize that the next game is the most important game. But we're hungry and we're excited come the 31st.
Hey, John, I was more so curious, after your experience of being in the Peach Bowl last year, what can you take from that going into this Orange Bowl game, just with dealing with the atmosphere, nerves, big stage for this game?
Yeah, that was definitely a big stage. And I think a bunch of players came out and performed well. And I think during that game, we handled adversity well. And that's going to be a big key to this game. Each team is going to make plays, and it's how you respond to that.
All right, let's go to Mark Weiser and then Connor Riley.
John, obviously the tight ends are getting a lot of snaps this year, whether it's 2 or 3 tight end sets or whatever. I want to ask you kind of, in terms of the run game, what you've seen, how James Cook has kind of developed in the second year in Todd Monken's offense.
I think James has done a tremendous job. On swing passes, in between the tackles, you name it, he's flexed out wide against Tennessee and made that play. So whatever he's asked to do, he goes and does it to the best of his ability. He does a great job, and we're really proud of him.
Hey, John, wanted to ask you about George Pickens. Last 2 bowl games, he's had over 100 yards in those games. Why does he always seem to play the best in those bowl games? And then how is he sort of coming along, obviously still making his way back from that knee injury?
George is a baller. Everyone knows that. And, whether he's going to make plays whenever he's on the field. And he's continuing to get better each and every day in practice. And we're excited.
Let's go to Charles Odom and then Jake Rowe.
John, can you talk a little bit about Michigan's defense and especially how you guys attempt to contain the big plays created by Hutchinson?
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. One thing about Michigan is they have a ton of experience, a senior-led defense. So it's going to be a challenge. They have a big front seven, and just going through SEC games, we played against big front sevens. So I think we're going to be up for the challenge.
John, I wanted to ask if you guys started actually working on them specifically yet, and if you have, who's kind of playing that role of Aiden Hutchinson?
Yes, we have played against, we have schemed for Michigan, and then Marlon Dean, Chaz Chambliss. There's so many great players on our scout team that we go against. But they've been rotating guys, but those are the 2 main guys that I've gone against that are emulating him.
Let's go to Palmer Toms and then Lance McCurley.
Yeah, John, y'all talk about getting the bad taste out of your mouth from the last game. What are the couple of things, if there are a couple, that y'all want to improve, with the time off?
I'd say mainly the execution. There were times in that Alabama game where, we were making uncharacteristic errors that we don't usually make. And those are things that we saw in film, and we're going through in practice and we're correcting them. And I think, that's going to show.
Hey, John, can you elaborate on some of those uncharacteristic errors that you just mentioned?
Stuff in the run game, missed spots. So basically the center, say we all go to the left and you should have gone one more spot, and that's not on the center, but that's on the whole O-line, tight ends, quarterbacks. And then from there, just blocking on the perimeter, we always can be better. And then routes.
Let's go to Seth Emerson and then Ryan Curley.
I'm good, Steve.
Okay, Ryan, go ahead, please.
Hey, John, what's life like for you guys? There's no school. Most of the students aren't on campus. How different is it preparing for this bowl game?
Yeah, it's quiet on campus, like you said. We're at Butts for the majority of the day, whether it's a lift, getting in to watch extra film. A lot of it's on your own, so you come and go. But yeah, practice, lots of walkthroughs. And, it's nice being with the team, having just our focus is with the team in Michigan.
All right, we've got time for a couple of follow-up questions with John. If you have one, just feel free to jump right in.
John, with that extended amount of time that y'all have, to yourselves, I guess, how do you balance putting a lot of time and effort into preparation for this game and not putting too much into it?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. We spent the first week after the SEC championship kind of just rehabbing, getting some lifts in. And then this following week was big on focusing on ourselves, what we can get better as a team. And then recently we switched our focus to Michigan. And we're going to go through a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, typical game-like week. But like you said, we for a week or so, we focused on ourselves. We had team runs to get acclimated to the temperature that's going to be in Miami and so on.